I love that music. Every week it gets better.
Yeah, the build-up.
Yeah. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. Happy Bank Holiday.
Happy Bank Holiday. What are we doing on the Bank Holiday here?
I know, but happy announcement.
Yeah, tell me about it, because I didn't hear you now. Because we've been 3 weeks in. So tell us what's happened today.
Well, the announcement with
Boris,
we can open a week today.
12th. Why do we? 12th of April, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know we've been expecting a few questions, but we were talking before we come on about some of the big questions coming in, and like we are both like shocked, I would say, about the questions. Perplexed is a better word. But perplexed. So go on, take it away. Tell us what you've been seeing and what we've been talking about.
Okay, cool. But Lisa, I just want to say who's in already. We've got a number of people in, but Lisa said, hi, guys. Hey, Lisa. Hope you had a good birthday. And my mum is in the house, as always.
I think your mum is just like, I think do you know, 1 week we've got to get your mum on.
Yeah? You have to see. You have to see.
I got to get your mum on. I can flirt with your mum, right? You'll hate it.
I'll log off.
Yeah.
But yeah, the big question, well, we had it's all about skin testing. And we're both very perplexed as to why there's such a fuss about it. It's very odd that from what we've heard from higher peers in the industry who we talk to, that they're sort of overrun with
inquiries
about, oh my God, what's all this skin testing about? And it's like,
what's a skin test?
Yeah.
The best thing for it is like, what?
Yeah,
it's like crazy. Your mum. Come on, Suzanne. You know you want to.
Hi, Jade.
Hi, Jade. So, Jade sent me a lovely message this morning. Happy Easter. So that was really lovely of her. That was really good. So I'm really confused because
I am.
I think we've been patch testing, like religiously patch testing for, I think we worked it out early on, 7 years now, almost at least 7 years, every client. So I've got and I don't know kind of when it came in, but we've been doing at least 6 or 7 years, I think. And so when I hear that there's a lot of people now saying, well, how do you patch test? When do you patch test? What's all this thing about? What's all this thing about patch testing?
Yeah.
That's like a mind-blowing question. So if you've got a question about that, if you've got something that you want to share with us about your experiences, what is your patch testing sort of regime in your salons? Do you do it like every time? Do you do it 6 monthly, 12 monthly? Let us know. Write in the comments down below so we can have a look at it and we can have an open conversation.
Anthony.
Hi, Anthony. So I think one of the things that we always do, we do an annual one with everybody, but we are going to start bringing that down to 6 monthly because that now complies with new regulations that we have here in Wales. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
So I think
it just blew my mind when I've been talking to people, and they're saying they're being inundated with these inquiries as to please explain what skin testing is and what they have to do with skin testing and patch testing. And it's like, what? Like what you're saying, like we've been doing it since day dot. And it's just blew my mind because what the thing is, which has made people become a little bit scared, afraid about it all, is Colour Start have rebranded themselves during lockdown.
Yes.
And they've tried to make themselves as an authority within the industry that they've now piggybacked with insurance companies to say, look, you need to be using us to send out a patch test to your clients. But Joico don't see that as a, Joico don't, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't authorize Colour Start.
No, it's not part of they aren't endorsed.
Yeah.
So Colour Start aren't endorsed by Joico. They are with many other firms. At the moment, I don't know why. If I'm honest, as a Joico artist, I don't know why Joico hasn't endorsed them, because I think it covers most of the spectrum of colour. So I don't know what's going on there. But I think that like we have a lot of clients who travel from a long distance, like 2 hours in the car to get to us, maybe, or maybe more. Yeah. Every 12 months. So Lisa, I would say the same. I think you'll find that new legislation is saying it's going to come down to every 6 months now, especially on any changes. So we actually have a consultation process where we look at any changes that the client may have had, any new medications, any illnesses, any of those type of things that would have sort of changed the physiology of them. And if there's any changes that we've been noticing in the consultation or we talk about, then we retest. But we ask that on the telephone beforehand. There's a series of questions we go for beforehand before they even get to that stage. But going back to Colour Start, I actually keep it in the salon. I keep Colour Start. I've kept Colour Start for quite a while. And if a client's coming from like, I don't know, Haverfordwest, Carmarthen or Bristol or something, to come over for a 2-minute patch test, we'll send them a Colour Start. It does cover, it isn't endorsed by Joico, but it's endorsed by my insurance, which is more importantly. And I think sometimes you have to demonstrate that you're doing everything you can to make the safety of that client really important. So that just satisfies your insurance, I suppose.
Do you know what I've done with it? So I don't use Colour Start, never have. I've seen it as quite a what is wrong with my head today? I can't think of words. I see
Bank holiday, brother. It's bank holiday.
Yeah, convenient is the word I'm looking for. It's quite convenient for us to be able to for me to potentially be able to send something out and say, look, you're covered. But what I do is, and I've realised that salons don't like this at all, is I've had clients. I had one just before, I think before Christmas maybe, and before the lockdowns. It was their first time. I think it was February last year. And I said, just like I asked my sales rep for a Joico salon in Cambridge. So I could then give them a call and say, hi, I've got a client who wants to come to me. I'm all the way over here. Can they come in and just have a patch test with you? And they said no. They said,
really?
Yeah, that's how much of a industry that we're in, mate. And this is what's made me really see people's agendas within the industry, because for one,
mate, if you sent me your client to have a patch test, I would be all over that client.
That's what I was just about to say.
They would have the best patch test. They would have everything available. I know that client's looking for color. I know she's in my area. I know she's traveling over to you. She's going to get the best patch test experience of her life.
Yeah, she's not coming to me.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what I would do.
That's exactly what I thought. When they said no, I was like, right. And I said to my clients that I was doing that night in the salon, I said, I've just had the weirdest experience on the phone that they just refused a client who wants everything doing to walk into their salon and get a patch test with them. If that was me, I would be all over them.
Like a rash. Like a rash.
I'd be making sure they weren't coming to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, very, very odd that. But
I would be stealing your client there. I would at least make it aware of what we do, of how we do it, and how we look after you, and give her like a tour of the salon while she's there.
Yeah, we know
that stuff. Whoa.
I'd be like, yeah, we know Ian. Ian's great. He's an artist. We're a Joico salon as well. I've watched all of Ian's work, and we do exactly the same.
Yeah, you're right.
And just make them aware. Look, you ain't got to travel that way. You can come to us. So when that sort of happened, I just rang the client. I said, look. She said, oh, no, don't worry, Paul, I've found it. I said, yeah, I'm just giving you a bit of a heads up. Don't say you're not going to go there. So she just went in, she had a patch test, and she went, okay, great, I'll book in at some point, and walked out. So when she came to me, she was saying, oh, God, like the experience she had wasn't the greatest. It was a bit rushed and that. And I was like, God, like what a shame.
Yeah, what a shame. I always say that in our salon, we do fringe trims for free.
Yeah, same.
Right? And they're not always our clients.
Yeah.
And I can tell you what, I have won so many clients just over the experience of a fringe trim. That when we do the fringe trim, because the whole team, not just me, we don't just do, come in, bop, 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 bop. We'll sit down, do a consultation about the fringe, about the length, about the texture. then we'll damp it down, then we'll re-blow dry it, then we'll do the thing, and they'll finish it, maybe put some irons over it, whatever it needs to be. And we talk about the hair generally. So what are you doing with this fringe? What are you doing? What are you doing with the rest of your hair? How are you? It's a full-on like process. And I know we leave clients, they leave the salon saying, wow, I've just had a fringe trim there, and I was the best experience of just a haircut with just a fringe. What would they do with the rest?
Yeah.
And that's how we sell, you know?
Definitely.
And I get a great experience of a fringe trim. I would say if your manufacturer says 40 years for every color and your insurance says every year, which one? All right. So, okay, Anthony, sorry, I may have misled you there. So before a color, anybody new to the salon or anybody new to color, they should have a patch test 48 hours before. Once they've had that patch test and there's no adverse results, they can continue with the service. And then after 12 months of the same service or similar services, they have to be retested after 12 months. That now with insurers, they're now suggesting you do it every 6 months. So after the initial test, there'll be ongoing tests, but 6 months being the intervals, not every time. They don't have to patch test every time for 48 hours, unless during the consultation you establish that client had, a hospitalization, some sort of, some problems, which would be like changing medications or, something that's pretty, not catastrophic, but something pretty bad that's happened, or changing their lifestyle, etc. Then I would suggest they have another patch test. Other than that, 6 months to 12 months is the norm. What do you say, Paul, on that?
Yeah, I mean, when you were talking about patch testing, I sort of get really confused that people aren't doing it. When we phone up clients, new clients, or when they're trying to book, and we say, "Oh yeah, can you just pop in for a patch test?" What do you mean? So we'll just come in and we'll do a patch test. So I've never had to have one before, and it's like,
oh yeah,
like, oh my god. But yeah, we patch test everyone 48 hours before, and with repatch testing, what you were saying is basically if they haven't been to us for 3 months, we will then repatch test.
Yeah.
But every single time they're coming and having colour on, that is basically the chemicals going onto their scalp and making sure that through all the safety, we're making sure that there's no aggravation or anything like that. So, yeah, I mean.
So the other thing is what you got to remember is that at the moment, like the media, Paul, they're going crazy about reactions to colour.
Yeah.
And what they're not really clarifying is that a lot of the reactions you're seeing in the newspapers and stuff are actually home colour dyes. So I think that's fantastic for us, because people see these results of home dyes, make them think twice about using a home dye, and then realize, oh my gosh, if this could happen to me, I'm going to go professional. So
yeah,
it's a good thing.
I did a post the other day about it, about patch testing, and I did another one today that I didn't actually post, purely because I didn't want to scare people. I didn't want people to think, oh my God, I can't have colour. I might post it after this, because it was Birmingham News today. They actually posted a lady who, she used a box dye. She patch tested. She says she patch tested, so you got to believe her. But the thing was, they only mentioned that she had 2 boxes. So in my mind, she either patch tested, used an old, basically like a 2-day-old colour that had already oxidated, or she didn't patch test, because they just went on to say the price was $4.95, whereas it'd have been quadruple that if she'd have patch tested. That was the thing. But yeah, she patch tested. She put the colours on her hair. She used a blue and a violet. So did she patch test with both? Did she just react to the blue-black?
The blue-black, yeah.
Or did she react to the violet one? You don't know. How did she patch test both of them? Would she have? Would she have wasted that money? Where in our eyes, it's not wasting money. We're looking out for your safety and your health.
Yeah, it's all about safety and health,
Yeah. Whereas again, right now, I've seen all over Instagram that salons are now charging for patch tests. £5, £15, £20 a patch test.
No, we do with colour start, but it comes off the price of the colour.
Yeah, but no.
So I'll send you the colour start, and then they'll be charged. But when they come in, it's then taken off the. I don't charge for patch testing.
No, and I understand why you do that with colour start, because you could be sending them out, and then go in somewhere else.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But then that makes them come to you because then you take it off the bill. Completely get that.
Yeah.
But no, some salons are saying that they're just charging for tint in a bowl behind your ear, £5. Because because they've never done it, they now see that as a major overhead.
Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah. But this is
So
just
like 2 mil of color, 2 mil of color, 2 mil of like 2 grams or something, which is like not even buttons, is it? It's like pennies.
Yeah, but you see this as like for a stylist that's never done patch testing, they're now being told that they have to, or else they're gonna, well, they'll lose their business at the end of the day. They're seeing that now as, oh my God, I've got 100 clients, say. That is what, 2 tubes of color?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we look at it like that, yeah, but that's what we do. But for people who aren't patch testing at the minute, now seeing that, well, who's going to pay me for them 2 tubes of color that I've got to patch test people?
You are joking.
Yeah.
Mate, I tell you what, I'm shocked. Really? Does that really happen? Is that really a fact?
Mate, all over. Since it's been kicking off, I get a real sort of infatuation with all this stuff that goes on in the industry that's just a bit mad.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I've been looking at all like the patch test articles and everything all over the place. And when I've seen these people go on tangent about who else is charging in groups.
Yes.
Who else is charging for patch testing? Oh yeah, I am. I am. It's like, oh, what are you doing? And it's like, I'm just clicking on comment after comment after comment. Like, what?
Yeah. And that doesn't like, no, I just don't get it.
No. Sam has just,
is he when you opening the salon? That's how I know when we opening.
But Sam has just, I'm going to bring up a comment from Anthony, but Sam has just said what I said before we come online. The words. But let's just bring Anthony up. So Anthony's just said, just found out you're supposed to skin test for purple shampoo. Yes, it's a pigment. It's a pigment.
Yeah. But the thing is, with Joico, for instance, with the purple shampoo, because of the dye load is so little, but also the dye load is in already in the violet toners, then you don't need the patch test with that. Yeah. If it's already part of the service, Anthony, and you using the same, so if you're using the Joico color and then Joico shampoo, for instance, you won't need to do patch test. If you're using the Joico shampoo and you're using maybe a Redken violet, you may need to do patch test.
Yeah.
Or for continuity and keep yourself safe.
The opposite, they're using Joico color, but then they're using Finola.
Yeah.
Silver shampoo.
Yeah.
You would need to skin test for the silver shampoo because of the dye load in there's only a little bit. And actually, what people don't actually know is you find more dye load in conditioners than you do the shampoos.
Yeah.
And people, don't necessarily think that. But here is Sam's, mate, I said it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's the words I said. Wasn't it, Ian?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Came on.
Yeah, literally embarrassing. You can get that. Have we seen on the Facebook, we got a comment from Samantha Jean?
No, so why isn't that coming up?
I don't know. So I've got a comment here that says, I get really frustrated with people that argue with me about having a skin test and want to sign a waiver, but a waiver doesn't stand up in court and invalidates your insurance. Yes,
right.
You are right. So, my point is, if they have enough time to come in and sign a waiver, then they have enough time to come in and actually, I'd want the waiver 24 hours in advance anyway. 48 hours or whatever. I just like with you, Sam. I would say you have to have a skin test. I don't practice without it. It's part of the professionalism of my standards, and I won't go below it. No matter what the waiver says, I do not do it. And I think that's a great comment. That I love it. I love it. She gets and it's a sweat, isn't it? When people try to get one over on you, really, they just don't want to come in. They just don't want to have that. Maybe Samantha, maybe that's where the color start may work for you. If they don't want to come in and you can send it out, but then you charge for it and then it comes off the color price afterwards. I think color start cost me about £5 per application.
And they've changed it all now, haven't they? It's subscription now.
I can't remember. Whatever, we get sent through anyway, but it's kind of, that's what we have to do with it anyway. Yeah, that's right, subscription. So they go online, they sign online, they say they've done it, and actually all of the records are now kept online by Color Start.
Yeah.
So we still keep a record with with our software. We still got a skin test date, but also ColourStart has one for you as well. So you're being backed up by them to say it's been done.
Yeah, because they've got their own independent insurers as well, ColourStart, so they will have your back. If you do a colour skin test, do you have to? Again, Anthony, if it's the same brand, no. But if you are colouring with Joico, Redken, L'Oreal, Schwarzkopf, Weller, but you're using Fanola silver shampoo, or you're using a contradicting brand, then you'll have to patch test. Yeah, and if you are retailing, this is a big thing. This is why I only retail one brand in salon, because you see a lot of salons that have multiple brands all across their salon wall. And if there's silver shampoo, you have the copper shampoo, the reds, the brunettes. But if they're all different brands, that actually needs to be skin tested for before you sell it. So
I bet nobody's ever thought of that, or very few people think of that. And you know what? This brings me to a perfect point. Have we got a drum roll effect yet? We should have a drum roll effect. We have to get one. Yes, we got one. So this brings me to announce that Paul Watt's hair has been now Colour Salon of the Year. What award? A great award, Paul. So tell us a little bit about the award. And this is how you're so knowledgeable in colour. And this is why you've kind of got to be Colour Salon of the Year. So tell us how it's involved.
Yeah, so colour. Yeah, a lot of my awards all through my career have all been colour. So first award I won was Colour Genius for Redken, New York City. The next one I won was Colourist of the Year for National Hairdressing Federation. I then won that, I think, 3 or 4 years on the bounce. I've done L'Oreal Colour Trophies over the year and then this latest one is for Colour Salons of the Year. And what it is it's a magazine, luxury magazine called Lux Mag. And every year they run a competition that you just get notified about that they're running. And what they do is they ask you for evidence to back it up. You then have to give all of your social media handles. You have to send off work and a bio.
A bio, yeah.
And then they do all the background research and finding out everything about you and your brand and your clients. And then they put it all together. They see who's the worthy winner. And we've won for the second time, but we won the first one, which was Salon of the Year. And then we won a customer service Salon of the Year. Then this year we won Colour Salon of the Year.
Is this for catering salons or is it as a group of salons? What does it? How does it include?
Yes, it's for both. So it's for the Midlands or something like that. It's for a big area. Yeah.
I mean, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I know how dedicated you are, and I know that. But it was kind of like you won it for what you do, not for what you make up you do.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, when we talked about it offline and stuff, you just, oh, mate, I just filled in a form and I just did this and I put a bit of a bio together. You didn't put a big dossier together. It was just literally looking at the work that you produce day in, day out through your Insta, through your socials, YouTube, and all that type of stuff. And that's kind of, it's a fantastic award because it's a real thing. It's not like made up.
It's very modern as well.
So the thing that bugs me, I got to tell you this. So awards, I love awards. I like an award, but I have also have a bugbear with awards. Yeah. So in Cardiff, which is like a small city. It's a small city. 350,000 people live in Cardiff. Right? It's just small. There's a magazine called Cardiff Life, right? And they have the Cardiff Life Awards, which includes Salon of the Year.
Yeah.
There is no criteria to enter.
No.
It's just you get a thing for saying, oh, you've qualified for the finals of Salon of the Year. And you think, didn't even enter it.
No, right? you got to hope that your clients read it.
Yeah. Well, it is quite a popular magazine, to be fair. But then you have to accept, you have to take a table at the awards. And the table is about $2,000.
Yeah.
For 10 people. So it's like 200 quid a ticket, right?
Yeah.
And then they've picked like 5-6 salons. And then those salons go there. Don't forget, no criteria. Nobody knows what they've done. Nobody knows how it's being chosen. Nobody. Yeah. It's just like, have you won? Then they pull out an envelope and somebody wins, and now they're Salon of the Year. And I'm like, well, what have you done to do that? And basically, I think it's down to you've advertised in that magazine more than anybody else to spend the biggest money with them.
Yeah.
And then they'll butt you up for next year as well. Do you see what I mean?
Definitely.
And so, but clients don't know that. And I have been shortlisted for that award about 3 times in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And I've refused it every single time.
Yeah.
Because it's of no criteria. It's not being judged by hairdressers, by peers. It's not being done by professionals. It's just by these guys who are a PR group. They're just a bunch of guys, a couple of lads who've sought this magazine, sell the advertising space.
Yep.
A couple of features, a couple of local interest things in there. And then they put these awards out. And they make, on a night like that, I worked it out. They go to like the local Marriott hotel, it's a lovely hotel, and they've got something like 40, 50 tables at $2,000 a pop.
Yeah.
They're making like 40 grand on that one night. Do you know what I mean? I mean, good luck to them, but it's like, it's not a real award. So people say, oh, we're Welsh Salon of the Year in Cardiff Life magazines. I'm like, yeah, okay, no, you weren't. Because nobody voted for you. Or again, the worst ones are, and we've got the National Hairdressing Federation. I'm not butting heads to them down here in Wales. NHF Wales. Do a Welsh Hairdresser of the Year, right? And the only way you can enter is to get your clients to text this number and vote for you.
Right.
And I'm like, but that's not about quality or like inspiration or creativity. No. That's about popularity. And I know salons for a fact that get their assistants to sit in the back room and just keep typing the number and sending text.
Yeah.
And when I spoke to the president, a great guy, actually, Mark Corey, he's a really great hairdresser, British. He's done the sort of, he was into all the, what do you call the competitions and shows, you know, all the big stuff, or live on salon floors and all that.
Yeah.
And I think he was part of the British hairdressing team that went and won the World Championship about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Cool guy, but he's the president now. And I said, look, can you guarantee us 1 vote per person? Number one, so they're not going to get multiple, somebody sitting there doing this. And they couldn't guarantee it. And I said, then what's the criteria other than getting people to vote for you? I said, because that's nonsense, isn't it? So
it is,
you've got to produce a body of work. You've got to produce something that's inspiring. You've got to produce something that is an equal playing field to everybody and be judged on that. I can live with that. I've been British Hairdresser of the Year shortlisted 4 times. And I've never won it. Yeah. Right. And I'm like the Welsh Errol Douglas, right? So I think Errol has been 20 times or 21 consecutive years in London and never won it.
Really?
And so, yeah. And I said to Jane Lewis, I said, I'm like the Welsh Errol. I've been 4 times up now and kind of never done winning. But I appreciate it. I always think like, and generally, under my heart, only once ever have I looked and I was really disappointed for not winning. I'm thinking, I really thought I had that. The other 3 times, I've looked at all the other competitors. And the guy who won, I goes, yeah, he deserved it. It was better. It was better, you know. But the one year I didn't, I was like, oh man, really? Like, and everybody that kind of was in the know at the time would all coming onto my table and say, man, I just don't know how you didn't win that. And that was the most disappointed I've ever been. But it was like, it's kind of what it is. Ask the Sam's open on the 12th too. Cool. Sam, send us the pictures. Yeah, we'll do like a 15-minute live where Sam can do a tour of the salon for us, right? We saw it in this raw state. It'd be nice to see when it's done when it's finished, right?
It would not be nice to see it finished, yeah.
We do a live. When we do next live after the 12th, get Sam on. He can do us a tour.
Yeah. Cool.
That'd be really cool.
But guys, what do you think about the announcement tonight? Are you all ready to open? Is there anything you want to know? Any queries? Like,
I want to know what's the biggest challenges that you think you're going to face, because I've been open for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So bring the questions on and see what I've kind of done for 3 weeks.
I mean, to be honest, I think it's just the biggest challenge for me, I think, is getting clients back into the routine of getting their hair done.
It's easy. Honestly, this time round, everybody's so prepared for it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like I love it now. This last 3 weeks, it's been manic, crazy busy, really. Literally, the salon's been running at like 102% booked. We've been fitting people in bits and pieces, and it's been amazing. The team are like doing phenomenal things, but in such a chilled out way. Do you remember that first time we were back and it was all that stress?
Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
No,
and the clients are coming in. The clients coming in all stressed. No, they are super chilled.
Yeah,
and they know the routine. You know,
I think everyone. I think we'll all know. We all know what to expect. We've done it twice already. This is the third time we're going to get back into it. What I mean is that where they haven't had their head done for 4 months, and then they haven't had it done again for 4 months that last time, and then we've had the break in between. Christmas wasn't really. People didn't really. Oh, I'll have it done in Christmas or January, or
because they were all out of sync, weren't they? Really, you know, you're out of sync for Christmas.
I know that our job is to basically we need to see you again in this amount of time. But I think the hardest thing will be with saying to people, oh, yeah, we need to see you in 6 weeks. It's like, well, maybe I'll push it to 12. Do you know what I mean? Just because
I can honestly say, hand on my heart, that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just can't. Whatever date we've given them to come back in, they've taken it.
Oh, cool.
And that's been like so reassuring.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know whether you do this in your salon, but this is what we insist on with our team, and it works like a dream, is that we never talk in weeks. So we never say to the client, like, oh, hi, no, like, I want to see you in like 6 weeks, or I want to see you in 8 weeks. We don't do that.
Yeah.
We always say, I want to see you on the 25th of May. Yeah?
Yeah.
I tell you why we do that, is that if you talk in weeks, it's kind of out there and there's no perspective in time. If you say to somebody 25th of May, they will go, oh, 25th of May, okay. Oh, I got a wedding on the June or something. I got a birthday, or it's my anniversary, or I'm on holidays. They've always can say something around that time. Within like a 2 week of that time, they know it's something's on. They look at their diaries, they go, oh my God, that's that. So I can either then bring them forward, or I can push them back a few days to fit in with their event. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So we make a rule of only talking in dates. And every Monday morning, the front of house manager or whoever's in charge that morning will go on. We have a list on the back of our staff room door saying 6 weeks date is, 7 week date is, 8 week date is. That's it. We have those 3 weeks covered, and we know where those dates are for the week commencing. So when we say, I want to see you in 8 weeks, and that in 8 weeks' time is going to be like June 15th.
Yeah.
They go, oh, okay, cool. June 15th. Oh my God, hang on. Well, my daughter's doing this, or my son's doing, I'm going to be there. That's a great way of doing it. It just reminds them. It's a great habit to be in. And we talked about rebooking quite a lot, right? And we were rebooking, and at the moment, the rebook in the salon's like 80-something odd percent.
Yeah.
So 8 out of 10 customers who come in rebook on the way out. So they rebook, which is great, and that's really good. The national average in the UK is under 20%.
What, rebooking?
Rebooking. Yeah. I saw a report from Forest. And Forest said that their clients are outperforming the national average by like a whopping 7%. So Forest clients are rebooking at about 26%, when the national British average is about under 20 or 19%. And I was saying, well, if you think 27% is good, we rebook at about always above 75. Yeah, always. So we like future-proof, really. You're just future-proofing your business, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is, it's no good rebooking if you're allowing your customers to rebook 10 weeks, 11 weeks, because we like to have a frequency average of under 9 weeks. So we've got a report on our system that actually gives us the frequency as well. So I can look at the salon as a whole and say, right, guys, you're rebooking, you do an amazing job, but actually we have 9.5 weeks. Got to get this number down to under 5. Remember, start getting your 7s and 8s in. Don't let them get above that. And like, be focused on your consultations, be focused on why. Reminding them why they need to come in, why we need to see them. Be the professional, be in control. That's how we do it. So that's how we kind of work it with them. Yeah.
Nice. this is about the awards. Half of them are fixed anyway. Yeah, who you know, mate. I know. This is the thing why I just a bit over it, to be honest. Like the further you get into the industry, the more you just see it. It's just a bit boring.
I think that sadly he's right.
Yeah.
And I wanted for so many years not to believe that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bleat on about it or like be like sad about it, because I always learn something when I enter something. But it does get frustrating when you see somebody who you just think, really, really, and you look at the other people maybe in that category, and you just think, and then you realize that person is connected, and the judging now. And I love Jane Lewis, she's fab, but they're trying to bring new people into judging. So they bring a lot of younger people in there who've firstly never really shortlisted.
Yeah.
Or if they have, it's like once. And then they also don't have a lot of experience in that field. So they're looking at something completely different. So I think your eye gets tuned to a certain imagery or certain things. And I understand to mix it up. But I know 2 years ago, there was a lot of judges who had never judged it before and never been shortlisted before. So I just didn't know how they could know the standard. How would you, if you've never really achieved it, how would you know it? So and it was really funny. And I'm not gonna name names, but I know the year after, I know there were I think it was 5 or 6 of these guys who went and they'd never shortlisted before. They judged it, and the following year, they all got shortlisted. Pretty much nearly all of them. I think 4 of the 5 got shortlisted.
Yeah.
And I think that's is it because they learned from the event, or is it because they rubbed shoulders and got their names with the people who were judging?
Yeah.
So that's what made me be disappointed.
Yeah. No, it is. It is disappointing that you just, because it was a thing at the beginning, when I first started, we were nominated and winning awards all over for the first. Well, I think we've won or been nominated for award. Well, we've won an award every year, but it's been just from different things, local ones, national ones, and that. But it doesn't. It's not. It just doesn't really interest me anymore. British people say, "Oh, why haven't you done British?" It doesn't interest me.
Which is fair enough, because I think that I'm over it really now. I've had my heart broken too many times. I'm over it. No, it's not because of that. It's literally because it costs to really do it well. It costs you 15 grand.
Yeah.
To really do it, and then to be honest, you don't really see an extra bum on a seat. No. It's more about your ego then. About, oh, look at me, I've done this.
Yeah.
And I've seen people almost not bankrupt themselves, but put themselves in a pretty stupid financial position.
Yeah. To
get that trophy. And I think that's you've got to ask questions then, is that worth it? I just noticed that Lorraine Matic is watching at the moment.
Yeah.
And I can do a shout out for Lorraine, because I work with Lorraine at Alan Howard. And Lorraine's on a Facebook page at the moment I think it's on the Colour Genius page for Joico, is doing a great feature. I think it's live on tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. Lorraine, tell me what time it is. And it's going to be talking about treatments, and especially with Joico, about smart release treatments, and which is the best ones for you. If you're a Joico salon, watch it. If you're not a Joico salon, I don't know if you can get on it. I think it's a closed group. But if you're a Joico salon, watch it, because I can tell you since this lockdown we've gone back, we're doing treatments all over the shop, and clients are taking them home, and it's the most treatments we've ever done. So this information will be amazing that Lorraine's going to share with you. So Lorraine, if you're still there, tell me what time it is. I did look this one, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's in the Colour Genius group with Joico. It's a fantastic resource. Some of the stuff they post in that and how she runs that group is amazing. In fact, I wanted to come on here with us at some point.
If she can comment it on my posts of this video on Facebook, then I can bring it up on the screen.
Okay. Hopefully, she might not still be listening, because it might not still be on, but she jumps on and off, I know. But it's a great resource. I know. Have you seen it, the Colour Genius program?
Yeah, I'm in it.
You're in it. It's fantastic. Some great stuff in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a great community as well.
She shared this in there today.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Bless, that's great. I'd like to get Lorraine on. Lorraine has she's worked with some really great colorists and some really good artists. Jerry Scamacci, Alan, Rossum Howard, colorist Jack Howard. She's worked with Jack, Gianni. She's worked with some really high class artists, and she has a really good take on it. What's like from behind the scenes, and also she runs the Color Genius with bringing the next generation through. She runs, she works as an integral part of the Joyco community. So she's a big name for us, and I think what she's doing. I've had long conversations there through the lockdown, and I did something live with Alan Howard, and she just ran it so well. She runs things so efficiently. She's really good. So it'd be good if she come on and said something. Anyway, that was so we're up to the awards. So you're over the awards. I'd still like to have a go.
Oh yeah, I mean, at some point when it all gets a bit more normal, I will be doing some collections and everything like that, because during lockdown I've been smashing mannequin heads every week, their hair, and I would just love to put a little collection together and just put something together, just try some techniques on actual people. So yeah, I will be doing collections, but for you, when you said that people bankrupt themselves to enter these big awards, I mean, what is the point?
No, it is. It's ego.
Yeah,
it's ego, and that's ego led. And I've been there.
Yeah,
when I first started, like I've been shortlisted 4 times. I've entered 10.
Yeah,
and if average cost is about 10 grand, I've done 100 grand on that, and that actually makes me go cold now.
Yeah,
I'm going to say it. What I think of myself, I think, what a twat.
I mean, it's a good job. It's not every month, but
no. But so I've learned to do it more efficiently. I use more local models now.
Yeah,
I try to keep it more in house, and actually, I've got a concept for a shoot I want to do, which is the trouble with BHA is that it's formula. And this year, with Sally winning it with her mannequins, those long-necked mannequins, it kind of broke the formula a bit and it became a bit more creative, right?
Yeah.
And so I love that.
Yeah.
But you're still governed by the rules. And I think the rules are inflexible.
Yeah.
And so I've got a thing for a shoot I want to do. And I've been thinking of it for a while. I've been thinking for about 3 years, actually, of a concept. And I've spoken to several photographers, and they all think it's an amazing concept, but it's not going to win you BHA because it's not formalized. And I'm like, but that's the trouble, isn't it? If you follow a formula, where's the growth?
Yeah.
Where's the ingenuity? Where's the creativity if you're just following a recipe?
Yeah.
And I've gone past the part now of thinking, follow the formula to get your nomination, but it doesn't matter. You still may not win. So I might as well do something I enjoy doing, right? Rather than, and also, I go back to, do you know how this all started? Do you know, so in the 1800s, early 1800s, in France, in Paris, every year they held Salon.
Okay.
And Salon was for the artists of their day to produce their work, and they would be given they're given wall space. So you'd have like all the top artists back in the 1800s, like Van Gogh and all these guys put their paintings up, right?
Yep.
And so they then would get a certification, and they were represented at Salon, and Salon was such a big thing. Yeah. But actually, a lot of the creativity, if you weren't accepted for Salon, your work went into Salon de Refusé.
Okay.
Which was the stuff that didn't make it. It was the refused work. Salon de Refusé. And actually, the most innovative and creative work was being done in Salon Refusé because it didn't conform to the formula of Salon.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to do what I want to do, because I'd rather be part of that Salon de Refusé and being creative and being innovative rather, yeah, got to take those risks. Yeah, thanks, Stacey. I would definitely do that. So that's kind of where I want to see it. But actually, when the father of like Impressionism, I think it was either Manet or Monet, one or the other, were asked to be because they were never accepted as artists for like 10 years, and they were doing this stuff. Then the Impressionists were like, oh, you're crazy, we don't want you. And then when their work was starting to get popular and gaining support, I think it was Manet. Manet was asked to show his work at Salon, and he refused. He said, no,
Really?
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I don't want to be part of the I don't want to be part of the culture of that. I'm going to stay out here on my own. Didn't want to conform. He didn't want them. He didn't want to legitimize it. He wanted to stay out in his own track, you know. And I want to be free from the burden of having that put on it, you know.
Yeah.
So have a look at that about Salon and Sandra Refuse, and they'll tell you a lot about it. And some of the artists who came to Sandra Refuse were the ones who like the movers and shakers who really shook things up, you know. I'd like to be that guy.
Well, yeah, I know, and that's the thing. I mean, you do want to be it, and this is what I would love to do. I would love to do something completely different and off, but you wouldn't get nominated. So what's the point?
No. So that's why then you don't spend the big bucks on it.
Yeah.
You do it low budget, use local models. You kind of, you know, you give yourself a budget $2-3 grand or something.
Yeah.
And just be very clever, you know, and really get a cooperative photographer. Photographer is the thing. Get a great photographer. We're tipping these over. It's a great photographer, and they will help you out and get you something, you know. So
yeah,
Joico's perming tomorrow. Can't wait. Is that with David Murray? I imagine. Yes.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait for it. Did you? Anthony and Stacey's just said, yeah, it's going to be a good one. Did you watch his Instagram live of him doing it? Because
yeah.
I mean, when I seen that David was doing the course and your course, actually, I told all my team to go over and sign up to it.
Yeah.
Because for your one, you were getting like the mental side of it, the business side of it, and everyone ready for getting back into it. Yeah. And then Perman's going to be big.
Yeah,
Perman's going to be big.
I had 121 people on that business.
It's good.
Yeah, there was like, and the feedback was like phenomenal. It was like, and it was just like, I was just revving people up to get ready to get back in the salon, and that was, you know, like
I've seen some of the feedback,
up, you know. So
yeah, I've seen the screenshots and the shares, and people were saying, "Oh, it was so good."
Yeah.
So
I was really pleased because it was like I really enjoyed doing. You know me, I love that stuff.
Love talking.
And the questions were fantastic. But I had great questions.
Yeah.
And they were like really tested. So I was like, oh, this is really testing my knowledge. This is great.
Yeah.
So
digging deep.
How do you join Joico Genius? So it's a Facebook group, and you have to just, I think you type in, I think it's called Joico Genius, right?
Joico Color Genius.
Color Genius. And go on that, and Lorraine will get you on board. And it is a private group for sound. There you are.
So Lorraine's just tagged us in it that we're talking skin testing now, but you can see Joico Color Genius. That's the group. I think there's a few questions you have to fill in, like, do you use Joico? Are you in a salon and that? So yeah, just fill that in. Yes, and then you'll be part of it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's a fantastic resource, Anthony. It's like amazing information. Some amazing people in there that know so much stuff and share lots of stuff all the time, which is great. Yeah. So it's real added value. So so we got up to the awards, and you know, we're both quite familiar with them, and we both know how to do it. Like I've art directed a couple of shoots now, which help people to get a nomination.
Yeah,
because I know what it is needed, and I've helped people to achieve stuff. So that's been pretty cool, and I think that's something we're adding into the hustle.
Do you know? Yeah, we'll jump on that in a minute, but. I've had, like, with my entries, I had one of my models and I took her to platinum blonde, white blonde, and the image went everywhere. It went magazines. Every hair magazine got commercial was in there. This was like without any PR or anything. This was just me and my. And I think it was Coloursoft. They were running a competition, and I got nominated for that and went along to London. And my model had dyed her hair jet black. Yeah. So turned up, with my model, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do because it was a short little crop. What could I do? So what I did, Eugene Solomon, what at that point was putting like it was like wax, but it was like all melting through their hair, and they had the color underneath, really precision haircuts, and then this sort of hardened off product, like a gel, but it was all colored, all running through. And he'd literally done it that weekend, and I thought, well, this is the only thing I can do. So what I did,
see to your pants.
yeah, I had gold glitter glue, squirted it all over the top of her head, and it all dripped down and stopped, and it all looked. And this girl next to me, she was like, Eugene Solomon. I said, did you see? And she went, yeah, he did it this weekend for, I think it was Fashion Week or something. I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, it looks so cool. And I was like, oh, cheers. And people in the back room were like, oh, it looks really good. I was like, oh, good, because I can't do nothing with the colour. And we went out, and I had her dressed as the models that he did. And she walked out. She had all this. Was it really vibrant? Really oversized clothes before oversized clothes were a thing. And she walked out, and Martin Holmes, even though I know Martin Holmes,
I know Martin really well. Yeah, I know Martin really well.
He looked at it, and I don't think he can keep it in. He swore a lot, but he was like, "What the is that?" Because and I was just like, "Oh my god." It was disaster in respect.
Was it disaster, really?
Well, because I come last in the competition, but that's my process. Like, I'm always trying to think of right now, like what's on the pulse of what's happening.
Yeah.
And then for the next few weeks, all of Eugene's work was seen all over press, and it was praised and all this. And I was like, well, that's my thing of what's the point? If you do something so fresh,
you're going to get battered for it.
Yeah.
It's outside the norm. You're going to get battered. There's only a very few people will say, there's something in that, and then explore it themselves.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? I get that. What was I going to say about that? There was a good point. Martin Holmes is a good. I've had some of my most funny, great experience in hairdressing is with Martin Holmes, especially driving in his left-hand drive Pontiac or something with the roof down in Bournemouth. We did a show in Bournemouth together.
Did you? Yeah. Martin worked with Lee Stafford, and
he used in the House of Hair built, didn't he?
Yeah. So and he works for LSE as well. So
did he?
Yeah.
Right,
so we've done some education days together and all that. So, but yeah.
Does he know we know each other?
No, I don't think so.
When he comes to Wales, he stays with me.
Does he?
Yeah. Cool. He plays his guitar. He plays and. Yeah, he's cool. He's brilliant.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, and I don't even think he would remember. I when I was standing with him, and I was thinking, shall I mention it? But I was like, oh no, what's the point? He probably won't remember because it was just a moment in time of when that happened.
He's a cool guy, Martin.
He is, yeah.
So I enjoy it. Yeah, he's super funny. He's like he was like will.i.am before will.i.am ever existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great group. It is a fantastic group, the Salon Genius group. Yeah. So I think that I guys say Laura. Laura, we've just been killing time, Laura, until you got here anyway. So we haven't missed anything.
No one can find Joico Colour Genius. I'll put it in here. Let me find it, and I'll put it in the chat.
He's so smart. He's so smart. So I was going to say something about Martin. I was going to say something about that process you were talking about. Just because you said you were back room and doing this hair, right? Best story for me. I was doing a British Icon thing. I was chosen to be one of the top 20 British Icon hairdressers back in about 2008 or 2009 for the Weller Trend Vision.
Yeah.
I was backstage, and it was all in alphabetical order for the 20. And of course, the salon's Ocean, right? Ocean Hairdressing. And next to me was Patrick Cameron, right? Literally.
Who's he?
Yeah, exactly. So Patrick Cameron, his model was just sat there, right? So for 2 hours before, me, right, decided to do this big updo, like a proper big updo, right? A hair. Yeah. And I kid you not, it took me
next to the master.
Yeah. So this is where it gets really. it took me about 2 hours to get this back home big. And he was like, the model was about 6 foot anyway. And she was wearing 5-6 inch heels. And her hair was another 6 foot, right? Another 6-8 inches high. So she must have been 7 foot. And she was a statuesque girl, Lisa. Lisa. She was amazing. She modeled me lots of times. And we had to go for the rehearsals. And in rehearsals, Patrick Cameron still hadn't done his model, right? So they do the walkthroughs. I'm with Bruno. And we look and he said, man, that is some hair. I said, I know, it's incredible, right? Because she was in like a BDSM thing, or this bondage kit. And he said, yeah. And then Patrick Cameron's model came out, but she hadn't had her hair done yet. So it's just doing the walkthrough. And I just whispered to Bruno, I said, yeah, look at mine. I said, Patrick Cameron is shitting it right now. He's coming after me, right? I said, thank God he's coming after me, not before me. I went backstage and I finished it off, right? He arrived about 25 minutes before the event started, before we were going out. Yeah. And it took him to do up to about 7, maybe 8 minutes. The most elaborate updo you've ever seen. It was immaculate with about 4 pins in it, right? And I was like, I looked at him, I said, do you know, I hate you right now. I've been here for 2 hours doing this, and you've done that in like under 10 minutes, and it looks incredible. And I was just glad he was coming out after me, not before me. So.
I'm just trying to share the group. I thought you were going to say just with 1 pin.
No, it was like 4 pins, literally 4. But the hair was like immaculate, and he said, "Oh, darling, it's just just what I do." Like, oh, I hate you, But he is effortless when you see him work. He's just like, it's just his thing, isn't it? He makes hair talk when he's putting it up and stuff, and his tra-la-las. I
remember Andrew Collins as well, because he's really good with hair up, isn't he?
Is he? I don't know. I haven't done. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, he just does some which is like 1 pin, 2 pin, 3 pin, just bosh in, hairs up, beautiful, and it's like, oh wow.
Yeah. I got to admit, when I do hair up in the salon, and I probably use a max of about 3 or 4 pins, and the girls always say, "How do you just do that with so little pins?" So that's just about getting the technique right, and then the hair's going to hold anyway. But it needs 1 pin, it's done. So I try to do the same thing. I don't use loads and loads of pins. So we managed to pin it.
Well, I'm just trying to copy the link on the Joico color, but I can't.
Can you do it on your Facebook? Get people to go to your Facebook.
Yeah, probably.
This is live. See, this is live. This is how we work things out.
Yeah.
So, mate, it's coming up to like an hour.
Yeah.
Is there any final questions we need to know?
It's just about the group, really. People are saying, I can't, link doesn't work, won't take me there. The last one takes you to the Joico Color Lounge. Yeah, because that is shared off the page. But Joico Color Genius won't actually give me a link to share. So I don't think,
if I'm honest, I've been talking about it. I'm just in the back of my mind, I'm having a thing saying, I think it might be I think you're part of the Color Lounge and you're invited to Color Genius.
I think that's what it is.
Because they're all going through a training process which is modular, and I think she invites people on board.
Yeah,
I think that's why they maybe can't. It might be a closed group.
Yeah,
the Joico Color Lounge, I think, is open.
Yeah, but no, you were saying just before we came on that you wanted to talk a bit about Hustled, because obviously people keep saying to us about Hustled, and Hustled is happening, guys. It is up there ready to be joined. We just want to get you on board and find out what you want to know, really, because we can then do our lives. We can cater our lives to you. We can still do live and uncut every week just to do this and Q&As. But our Hustled, we're going to dedicate Tuesdays for it, where Ian can do haircuts, I can do colours. We can do a full Q&A session about formulation, skin testing, if you want to know the ins and outs. But
what I'm interested in, from my point of view, is I really, really believe in fundamentals of haircutting.
Yeah.
I believe without them that you can't really progress as a hairdresser. But lots of hairdressers tend to ignore it, or they don't value it. So would people be happy just type in the bottom, let us know whether you'd be happy, give me a thumbs up, or just give me some sort of indication, yes or no, whether you'd be happy with starting off with the fundamentals and then being shown how to use the fundamentals in creative ways to create new techniques, which are always salon friendly, always salon applicable. But the fundamentals are what I think. So yeah, thanks, Laura. Yeah, I definitely want to do that. So for me, that's what I want to do. I want to make it, again, I want to make it modular. And it's like having your hand held to bring through your team or bring through your people so that you can see it from day one and watch their progression. That's what I want to see. That's fantastic.
Everybody's loving it. So
great. Well, we can start like with simple stuff and just do it from the off and then build it as a real a real resource and a proper added value to yourself to build your business. And then obviously while I'm doing that, and with Paul, we'll be talking about how it affects the client and how you would address the client's needs, and then also how you bring in new clients off the back of it. Yeah.
So
always
what
good.
I'll do then is I will set up the Hustled Facebook group, and if you're friends with me or Ian, make sure you're friends with us on Facebook, and then we will share it tonight. Come and join it, and then that'll be the process to us starting to get this ball rolling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you can tag people that you think may want to be part of it, as well. We want to build a community that we all support each other. It's open, really safe space so that everybody can share and everybody can learn at the same time. And there's we want it to be like, if you're going to screw up, I want you to screw up with us. Because we've screwed up so many times. We can tell you how we learn from our screw ups. Because I have tell you with my hand on my heart, I have failed like 10 times more than I've succeeded. So and I've learned from each one. So, and I know Paul has, and it's a process, and we're not perfect, but we've got really good processes now between the two of us that bring clients to us through social media, through our work with Joico, through our own lives, through things that we do in the collaborations that you can only do if we walk you step by step through it and share exactly how we do it. And that's what Hustled is about. We want everybody to be on the journey we are. So.
Basic one length cut on YouTube was great, even after 20 years of hairdressing. Sometimes learns it.
Absolutely. Diamond stuff. Yeah.
I mean, it's such a simple haircut, but
simple doesn't mean easy.
No, that's what I was just about to say. I know it's a simple haircut, but and then Ian just finishes it. It is, I mean, but that is it. So in the Hustled side of things, I'm not going to be cutting hair. Ian's going to be doing the cutting.
I think we're going to get you to do some cutting as well.
Oh no,
and I'm going to get you to teach me to do some colour too.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, we could do that. So with the Hustle group, then I'll get it all set up on Facebook. You guys join. We'll then start putting in all the information into there and creating a community. Like Ian said, when you join it, share it. See if anybody wants to join it. We will do it as a closed invite-only group, so we don't get loads of people joining. But they have to say who recommended them. If you recommended them. It's all like Fight Club. Number one rule: don't talk about Fight Club.
Talk about Fight
Club. But let's get it rolling. Tuesdays are set out because Ian doesn't work in the salon on Tuesday. I don't work in the salon on Tuesday. So we'll start doing our education sessions on Tuesdays. We'll all pick a time that suits us all, and then we'll go from there. But what's that? I would love to bring my entire team through this. Cool, Becky.
Absolutely.
No worries.
Yeah. Like I said,
cut Paul in colour.
Yes. Hey, listen, I've just done. Paul, did you see my colour on Insta?
I did, yes.
No, we really before we finish. You saw my first attempt, right?
I did, yes.
out of 10, one being like it was the worst colour you've seen, and 10 being the best colour you've seen. Where was it?
Like it wouldn't matter 5.
You're so kind. Even I thought it was a 3. So, what do you think of my improvement on my colour now? Where is it now?
I mean,
good 8.
A good 8, definitely a
Yeah.
good 8. I didn't know. I thought you'd cut it because obviously you own in the salon. You share a lot of the team's work anyway.
Yeah.
So they'll colour it and you'll cut it or stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
thought when your team had coloured it, and I thought, oh, that looks great. And I just thought, Ian, you cut it, and I knew it was Lisa.
Yeah.
I knew. So I just thought, oh, that's why, because you cut it, blow dried it, and then when you messaged me saying, oh, I did the colour, I was like, yeah. Looks great.
That was for Friday morning. I was so pleased with it.
We'll share it in the. So that's what we'll do in the Hustle group.
Yeah,
we'll show our wins and our mistakes as well.
Yeah. Oh, I can't. No, I'm not going to show that mistake. I can't do it.
Well, they want to see it.
It's horrendous. It's the worst color I've ever seen. It was like, oh my god, it was like horrible. Oh, it was like a car crash.
You should share it with the group.
I think I deleted it all. I think I deleted it.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't. I think I've got it. He sent me it.
It was. You were the only person I sent it to because I said, mate, just look at how bad this is. And like, do you know the funny thing about it was Lisa didn't think it was so bad, but I was like, oh my god, this is horrendous. I felt so embarrassed, and I just I got it so wrong.
I've done one on Jess, which was the worst I've ever done in my life.
Really?
So it was when the new DDs came out,
right?
And one thing she stipulated was I don't want it to be black. I was using the 5N DD with highlights, and I was like, it won't be black. So did the highlights, put the 5N all over. 20 minutes, rinsed. One of my guys walked down past the basin, said to Jess, "Oh, I love your black hair," and she said to me, she laughed. She went, "It's not black, is it?" I said, "No, it's not black." I was blow drying it. And the only thing, I mean, I've told this, I said this to her on the day. It looked like a bumblebee, like jet black, jet black with these awful highlights. And that was that was recent. The DDs were only released 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
But that's it. I was trialing it, and I was trying these new colours. And when I spoke to Joico, and I said, "Do they have?" Obviously, they've got more of a dye load because they've got double. But like, is the depth a bit different? And they were like, "No, it's not." I said, "Well, 5N turned her black." Yeah. So, but yeah, literally, that was on the Friday. On the Sunday, we're back in the salon. Lifted it with warm water, shampoo, and powder, lifted straight out to a level 7.
Job's a good end.
Job's done.
Yeah. Mine wasn't quite that straightforward. You saw, like, the first thing I tried to do was try to hand paint it, right? Like, it was a disaster. There was blotches everywhere. There were some bits that lifted, some bits was orange.
It's the only way Anthony's going to join, mate.
Yeah.
He's only going to join if you share that picture. So
you're bad people. So listen, let's get this hustled up and running. I'd love to see pixie cuts. Always struggle with them to make them funky. Do you know what? That's fantastic. Melissa, they're my favorite haircuts. There's like so many different versions of pixies. I usually cut them with a disconnection, but there's actually a great pixie you can do, which is completely connected right through with lots of texture. And it's all about the finish. You can wear it smooth, you can wear it textured or really textured. And it's all about the choice of product. Normally, I'd say to my clients, wear it smooth the first day. Second day, add a bit more product. On third day, give it all the lift and all the crazy stuff and make it more textured. Then before you shampoo it again. So you can work with the styling on your clients and give them advice on that as well. So that's something we'll talk about as well.
All right. So just before we go, everybody make sure you are friends with myself or Ian, because we're going to share the group tonight. You can all jump into the group and then we will get the ball rolling and mentoring and assisting you all on whatever you want to know.
Perfect. Awesome stuff. Can't wait for this. Not me. I can't wait for it. Got my guns ready. Look, I've been training today. Look at these.
Oh, mate, I can't wait. The gym's open next week. I don't know if people know this, but I've got a prolapse disc in my back. It happened last March. So I was a big gym goer. Lockdown made me completely stop. My back has given way. And I don't know, I've got an appointment. I've got an MRI scan coming soon. I want to get back in the gym and
This is all natural. Nothing to do with gym. This is all natural. I was born like this. I was born like this.
Steroids.
Oh my God, no. Too old for that shit. What I want them for. Bloody hell.
Nah.
Hey, listen. Good on tonight. I hope we covered a lot of stuff. Ready to rock and roll with Hustled.
Cool.
And you guys, we should be killing it next week. Back on the 12th.
Yeah.
Are we going to do this next week? Because you're going to work in late. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'll be in the salon till around about 6. So I'll do it from the salon. So if we do this 7 o'clock next week, and then we'll have a week.
Have to peel you up off the floor to get you in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
Although next Monday, I'll say this, I'm sure she won't mind. My mum was booked in to get her hair done, but now she can't because my sister's having a baby.
No way. Fantastic news. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Do we know what she's having? Boy, girl?
No. Surprise.
Oh, it's going to be a reveal. We can have a reveal party. Yes. Yeah. We got to do it. You got to do it at the beginning of the show. Put it up, and then we can do a reveal party, right?
So, yeah.
What she's going in for, like an elective or something, or?
Going in for a
C-section.
That's it.
An elective C-section, that's called.
Yeah.
That's having a medical fiance, right? She tells me all this stuff. An elective section she's having. So you can do a reveal. Bosh, this is what she's had. And you give us the name, weight. We want the name, weight, sex. And, is this your first niece or nephew?
Yeah, on my side. Jess's sister's
Right,
but yeah,
on your side's the first. So it's your first proper uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, big responsibility, man. Big responsibility.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Life changes.
He'll have great hair.
Right. On that note, we look forward to the gender reveal next week. Awesome.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.
See you next week.
Bye.